One of the most trending topics this week is mortgage rates. And in this episode, we're going to explore how we can find and keep the best mortgage rate for you as a homeowner or a buyer. Okay, so number one, get advice from a good mortgage broker. Now, you want to do your own research and make sure that you're exploring and understanding the market a little bit by yourself and see how the mortgage rates are, what they're doing at the moment. But a good mortgage broker will have access to the whole market. Now, there are mortgage brokers out there that work for estate agencies, for example, which won't have access to the whole market unless they're independent within that estate agency. So you want to make sure that you are speaking to a good independent mortgage advisor with access to the whole market. It's something worth checking with them. And what you need to do from there is also make sure that the package that you're on is tailored for your requirements. Now, lenders' criteria are variable. They are all different. And how you fit within that package makes a big difference. Now, there are plenty of packages out there. And when we say plenty, they're in the thousands because there's so many various individual ways that we all live our lives. And those packages need to fit in and slot in with how you live yours, for example. So making sure that they're exploring that market means that you can get the best deal available for you. So point two is don't put it off for too long. So when this mortgage offer, you find the right mortgage offer for you, and you can submit the application. If you're already a homeowner looking to remortgage, submit your application. Some applications can take up to 6 weeks, so it's quite a long time, and interest rates may fall within that time. So one of the concerns is I don't want to lock it in too soon because obviously the mortgage rates are up. Well, you can apply for your mortgage offer, especially if you're a homeowner. As a buyer, it can be a little bit more difficult. Just because there's normally time pressures and concerns involved with there, but ultimately it's your responsibility to make sure that you're getting the best price. So making sure you're keeping up to date with your mortgage broker as you go along the process to ensure that your deal remains the best deal for you up until the point of exchanging when you're buying, or that time comes up when you come to remortgage on your own property. Okay, so you check your mortgage agreement in principle or your agreement in principle. Making sure that's still in date. If it's predated before the change to the mini budget, which obviously sent the markets into a bit of a panic and interest rates rose, making sure that your mortgage agreement in principle is still valid is important, but also making sure you update that as you go along. The newer it is, the better for you as a buyer. This is more applicable for first-time buyers or people getting on the property ladder or people coming out of rented into the market again. Making sure that is valid is definitely going to be helpful, but make sure you're updating it. The theme with all of this is constant engagement with your broker to make sure that your deal is the best, but also to make sure that your agreement in principle is the most current, because what you don't want is to find that deal no longer exists and you can't actually afford to get what you were looking to get, or it changes those monthly payments to unaffordable levels or uncomfortable levels for you as a buyer. Or is have your paperwork ready. So making sure that you have all your details ready to present to your mortgage broker so they can submit your application to the lender. This means making sure little things like identification details, bank statements are really important, wage slips, all of those things, proof of finances, and your outgoings are all the criteria that will be checked. Making sure, again, that package is tailored to you, because some lenders will affect your interest rates depending on what your outgoings are. It's serviceability of the loan. So it's something to make sure that you have ready for your broker to present to the lender in order for your application. Don't remortgage at the last minute. So if you're a homeowner and you're going through, I know life gets in the way, but you want to start engaging with your broker about 7 months out to make sure that you're starting to explore the packages, to understand where your finances are going to be by the time that your mortgage comes, making sure that we can get those applications in. And you can change your mortgage early if you are up against a good rate, but also you can keep that running if they feel that the market might change or there's news of something positive happening. But to have those conversations and to get those rates locked in early is definitely advisable. For example, all too recent history, for example, with the October change, if you had that locked in September, you could keep that mortgage offer, unless it was pulled, of course, but you could keep that mortgage offer through and apply a much lower rate than we just experienced. So having something in the bag going forward is going to be much better. But even if it's just exploring what your payments are going to be in the next 6 months, you can start planning and predicting for that for you and your family or your home. So hopefully that's helpful.